Good afternoon, everyone on the East Coast, and good morning, everybody on the West Coast. My name is Carly Rosenfeld, and I'm on the Comp Ben and Recognition team here at DS. I'd like to welcome you to our first webinar of the Pathway to Wellness webinars. It's through the 3DMindSpace, the mindfulness and meditation experience that we intend to launch, or actually has been launched here at DS. So we welcome you to our first Pathway to Wellness webinar. It's exciting to have this one as our first one. If you attended last year, we had an Introduction to Mindfulness webinar, and this kind of follows along the other side of that. So we're going to go into what we are and what we intend on doing with this initiative. So we have a 3DMindSpace core committee. It includes Deepak Goyal, who's from Samulia, myself, DSAC, Arlene Serda from Biovia, George Vute from SolidWorks, and pardon if I said that wrong, George, Shrikant Ananthankrishnan from Innovia, and Trevor Youngquist from DSAC. As you can see, we are a multi-brand community with different passions and different personal experiences with the 3D brands, but also in the mindfulness meditation area. So we decided to come together and bring this initiative to you all. And with that, Deepak, I'd like to introduce you and where you'd like to take us.
All righty. Thank you, Carly. And we are very excited to be part of this 3DMindSpace initiative. And today we'll talk about what this initiative is all about. We will listen to a speaker, and he'll talk about the benefits of mindfulness and the basics of it. Then we will have a guided meditation. Then we will talk about different resources you have at your disposal to start doing mindfulness or meditation right away. Finally, we'll have a chance to look at some questions and answers. Let's talk about what this initiative is all about. Next slide. The mission of 3DMindSpace community is to bring awareness to the benefits and practices of mindfulness and meditation to DS employees so that using these techniques, they can improve their holistic well-being. And if you guys have any questions during the meantime, please keep on typing them in question and answer window, and we'll get to your questions either during the presentation or after the presentation. We will not address any questions during the guided meditation. That would be a chance for you to experience the techniques of mindfulness firsthand today. So hopefully you can all try to do the mindfulness during the guided meditation today. Next slide.
Sure, and Deepak, I'd like to add to that. This webinar will be recorded, so it will be recorded and posted at rewards@3ds.com under Pathway to Wellness webinars. So if you are unable to attend the whole time, or if you'd like to show it to your family members or colleagues, you can visit that website shortly after the presentation, and you should have the ability to watch the recording.
Okay, let's talk about 6 W's of 3DMindSpace. And we are using the concept of 6W tags from 3D Experience platform to talk about what this initiative is all about. So first of all, what is it? It's a mindfulness and meditation experience initiative that we have started at Dassault Systems. Many other companies have done such initiatives, and we felt that it was a time where we could bring this initiative to the benefit of our employees and the Dassault Systems as a company. Next. Now, who are the people who would be part of this initiative? So we are inviting all employees of Dassault Systems organization to be a part of this community. We plan to first start with North American employees, and then after that, this initiative would be rolled over to entire DS worldwide community. We have a steering committee that Carly just now mentioned. We have also identified some employees who will help us as local area ambassadors to hold meetings in local offices. And we have the support of DSHR for this initiative. Next one. Now, where would this community would be active? So we plan to hold meetings virtually, like these meetings we are doing today, and we'll also be holding meetings in person in select pilot offices first, and then we hope to have the community meetings where employees will come together for meditations and mindfulness sessions to get in different offices. Next one. And when would the community be active? So we hope to have monthly community meetings to educate, train, and discuss progress and adoption challenges. So these monthly meetings will usually be the virtual meetings like this one. And then we also are encouraging employees to have daily mindfulness and meditation time, either in their homes or at workplace if they have 5 to 10 minutes during lunchtime or some other times, especially during the times of stress, to practice these techniques. Next one. Now, why is this initiative important? Now, for the individual, the techniques of mindfulness and meditation have potential to bring greater individual happiness and well-being and harmony in social interactions. There are scientific studies showing improved resiliency to stress and improved calmness, focus, and clarity. Now, this initiative is also valuable for our organization because it can potentially increase productivity, innovation, talent attraction, and retention. And we hope to have improved relationships at work and engagement in team efforts. Next one. How do we plan to use this platform? We plan to first bring awareness about mindfulness and meditation. So that's our first step. So webinars such as these are intended to bring awareness. And then we also plan to share meditation techniques within DS. We hope to develop a supportive community in the organization so that employees who are interested in this initiative can talk to each other about these techniques and discuss ideas and their progress. And then we also are encouraging meditation time and space within DS offices. So that's also on our agenda. Next one. Okay. Now I'd like to invite my colleague, Arlene Sarda, to introduce our speaker presentation.
Welcome, everyone. This is Arlene. Our featured presentation will be presented by Andy Puddicombe. A little about him. He is a co-founder of Headspace, a digital health platform that provides guided meditation training for its users. He is a former Buddhist monk with a degree in circus arts. In his early 20s, midway through a university degree in sports science, Andy made the unexpected decision to travel to the Himalayas to study meditation instead. It was the beginning of a 10-year journey which took him around the world, culminating with the ordination as a Tibetan Buddhist monk in northern India. His transition back to lay life in 2004 was no less extraordinary. Training briefly at Moscow State Circus, he returned to London, where he completed a degree in circus arts with the Conservatoire of Dance and Drama, while drawing up the early plans for what has now become Headspace. So without further ado, here's our featured presentation, Why 10 Minutes Each Day Can Change Your Day.
Sorry, everyone. I'm actually just trying to get it to fit on the screen. So just a moment.
All right, so is everyone now ready to try it out? We have an opportunity to practice meditation with this guided 10-minute meditation with Andy Puddicombe.
I'm just trying to get the screen to work. There we go. You will have to do the old-fashioned way and do it this way. 1 second. I'm not sure why it's not working, everyone, and I'm terribly sorry for that. It worked earlier today, and we will try to make it work. I'm not sure if you can hear it, though. If my team can tell me if they can hear it once I can actually get it to work. Actually, how about, Deepak, do you want to see if you can share it on your screen? If I give you the...
Sure, let me see.
It might be, I'm not sure if it's... Deepak, do you have control?
I do, and I'll start the guided meditation. Okay, it's saying cannot be viewed on this device. And
Yeah,
we had, that's okay. We had a couple of people who mentioned that they got this message as well. I'll try one more time, otherwise we'll continue with the presentation.
Sure.
Nope, same message.
We can continue always, Deepak, and then they will have the presentation. So if they want to watch it at another time, they'll be able to.
Okay, let's do that.
I'm just not sure we're a technology company, but the technology is not working for us right now. So it's always available elsewhere, though. So we will make it work.
All right, can you see my presentation slide?
Yep.
Okay, folks, sorry about that. We did a test in advance and things seem to be working okay. We intended to do a guided meditation, and we'll post the links for these guided meditations, and you can do it in your own time. This is about 10 minutes guided meditation, but we have plenty of things to cover today. So we'll be able to continue this presentation. Would ideally like to see this guided meditation, but hopefully we'll get it sorted out in our next sessions, which would be coming up in May and June. Okay, I'll invite my colleague Shri Krishna to walk us through about different resources that we have for learning mindfulness and meditation.
Hello, everybody. Actually, let's do this. Before we actually get into the resources, let's do a 5 to 10 minute guided meditation. I can lead you through one so that we also get the sense of the relaxation that will happen during a guided meditation. So let's everybody slowly close the eyes and become aware of the natural rhythm of the breath as it is moving in and out. of the body. And especially become aware of the movement of breath in the body, whether the abdomen is moving or the chest is moving, just becoming aware of the natural breath. And now, starting from the feet to the top of the head, gently scanning the body and just becoming aware of whatever is happening in the body. Just be aware of it. Any kind of tension, stress, whatever you may be feeling. Just becoming aware of your feet and ankles, calves, shins, knees, thighs and hips, abdomen and lower back, chest and upper back, shoulders, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists and hands. Becoming aware of the neck, the throat, the face, the entire head. And whatever you may be feeling at this time, just accepting it as it is, whether pleasant or unpleasant. And now slowly take your awareness back to the breath and gently observing the rise and fall of the breath. Your own natural breath as it is. As you breathe in, become aware that you're breathing in. And as you breathe out, become aware that you're breathing out. And you can focus on any part of the body to observe the breath. It could be the nostrils, it could be the chest, it could be the abdomen, any part of the body that you can focus your attention on to become aware of the breath. And as you're aware of the breath, you may notice thoughts and feelings and emotions bubbling up to the surface of the mind. Just allow them to happen and then observe them as they are. And also notice the characteristic that they come to the surface, they stay for a while, and if you let them go, they go on their own. They don't stay for long. If you chase them, they will tag you along. But if you let them go, they come up, stay for a while, and disappear. With every breath, allowing the mind to become calm and tranquil. And resting with whatever is in this moment. you find your mind wandering, come back to the breath, just becoming aware that the mind has wandered without fighting it. And slowly coming back to your breath, coming back to your body, just becoming aware of the body. And now you can slowly and gently open your eyes. Okay, and now I will talk a little bit about the resources. So of course, the resources are all from YouTube. The featured presentation and the guided meditation, which we had planned to show. They will also be available on the Rewards at 3ds.com website. And also, if you go to Life Pathway to Wellness webinars, Introduction to Mindfulness, you have the Pathway to Wellness webinars from last year and other webinars such as Better Sleep, Positive Parenting, so on and so forth. Also, there are phone apps such as Headspace and Calm, and we just talked about a little bit about the featured presentation by the founder of Headspace. And you can download Headspace or Calm, link it to your Google Fit or Apple Health, and you can earn vitality points. Next screen, please. Okay, so this is really more about the power of vitality. We can actually earn up to 200 points for meditating. You have under points, points planner, healthy mind, act now. And here is a summary of the instructions. Install Apple Health app or Google Fit on your smartphone. Install Vitality and connect it with your Apple Health or Google Fit. Install Headspace, Calm, or Apple Breathe apps and connect them with your Google Fit or Apple. So yeah, it's not like a direct connection with your Vitality. You have to go through either Apple Health or Google Fit. And a minimum of 10 minutes a day will give you around 10 points. And all that information is available on the Power of Vitality website. Now I will hand it over to Trevor for the upcoming sessions. So Trevor.
Oh, whoopsies. Sorry, I was muted there. So we've got, whoops. Thanks. We've got a plan to do one of these sessions like this every month. And so for the month of May, we're going to be focusing on the power of mindfulness. So what kinds of benefits can you be expecting when you start to make mindfulness and meditation practices part of your daily routine? We've seen a little bit of some of the benefits that might be coming out of these practices from Andy's video, but we want to get a little more into the kinds of results you might see. More calmness, centeredness, groundedness, an ability to see yourself reacting in habitual ways and have a little space between yourself and that reaction. So you might have a little more choice about how you react to a difficult circumstance or a difficult person or a stressful situation, finding more space, more choice and more freedom in your everyday life, your work, your relationships, your community. So we'll also have a guided meditation, and you'll be able to ask questions about the content of the webinar. In the month of June, we're going to be talking about the science of mindfulness. So as mindfulness and meditation have become more and more mainstream in our Western culture, there's been a lot of efforts to document in empirical ways some of these benefits, actual changes in neurophysiology and brain chemistry that are coming out of a daily mindfulness and meditation practice. So we'll take a look at the science together, and hopefully that can be a convincing addition to your mindfulness and meditation practice. And we can ask questions about that as well. So that's what you have to look forward to in the next couple months with this community.
And yeah, I just wanted to add one thing. So we will also be launching a community space. It would be either through the 3DS employees. Yeah, that would be the next slide. So it would be either through the DS Swim website. So we might have a community there. So please be posted. We will surely let you know shortly. And this presentation will be made available on the rewards at 3DS website also. And now we go for question and answers. I'll give it back to Carly.
All right, I think.
So Carly, I have one question from Mario, and what he or she asked: which offices will be the pilot program, and how can I find my local area ambassador? So we have not finalized the pilot offices yet. We are in the process of finalizing those plans. This core committee was set up early this year. So we have a lot of work to do, and starting these meetings are our first step. So as we progress along, like Shri mentioned just now, that we'll set up a community. So watch out for a community on Yammer or on 3D Experience platform, where we can start sharing the ideas, useful resources, and so on, and support each other. And we'll provide more details about the in-person pilot programs in your local offices, hopefully in the second half of this year. Carly, are there other questions?
Yeah, I think we have one other question. It looks like, do we have a Headspace account access? And I think Shri knows that answer. Shri, can you hear me?
Yes, sorry, I was on mute. So for Headspace, yes, what you can do is you can sign up online for free, and they have a few meditations that are free of charge, and then for some which there's a subscription fee to pay. There are different sections and different kinds of meditation practices, like, for example, motivational, or something to organize your day, or something when you're grieving. And they're different categories, and they have a 10-minute sample for each type of category. So you do have a few meditations to pick and choose from. And they also have a basics package, which has around 10 sessions, which are like 3 minutes each, which just focus on breathing. So there's some variety there.
Okay, and just to add to that, I believe, so what happens with that is that we don't necessarily have a corporate account, if that's what the employee who asks is asking. There's no Headspace corporate account. It's strictly employee initiated at this point in time. Somebody else asked, is the deck with all the links going to be distributed to participants? So the deck will be posted at rewards@3ds.com, and so will the recording to this presentation. So you will find it there. And then it looks like, so I just want to mention the fact that there are probably Canadian employees on the line. So we have been mentioning the Vitality Wellness Program. Necessarily for Canadian employees, you don't have access to Vitality at this point in time. You still have access to Headspace and other resources that are available internationally. So unfortunately, you don't have access to the Vitality points at this time, but you do have access to the other things we conversed about. Another question is, let me go down the list here. So I have a question regarding, was the Aware app not on the list because it does not connect to Vitality? I don't think that that was the motive behind that, but somebody else on the team can attest to that. Whoever wants to take that, maybe Sri, Deepak.
Yeah, we just figured out some apps that have some free resources for now, and we will be adding to the list of the apps that we propose employees to use. I think we have not just reviewed a comprehensive list of the apps. So if you have any suggestions on what other apps you are using, please send it our way and we'll share it with the entire community.
One of our employees actually mentioned, for those who are interested in Headspace, that you can join it for 30 days for free, and then it's about $90 a year. So they are an active user with it and have had good experiences with it. So they just wanted to mention that for those listening. If anybody else has any questions, feel free to type them into the question box. We do have some time, about 4 or 5 minutes or so.
So since we have about 5 minutes left, we have some other questions that are frequently asked about mindfulness and meditation. If we can probably walk these through in 5 minutes.
Sure.
Okay, the first question is, what is the difference between mindfulness and meditation? Mindfulness, as defined by Dr. John Kabat-Zinn, who is the leading pioneer of mindfulness, is the awareness that arises by paying attention on purpose, in the present moment, non-judgmentally to whatever arises. It can be done during your daily activities, such as sitting at your desk, typing on your computer, taking a walk or eating, and observing what your thoughts are and how your body feels. What sensations do you feel throughout your body? What do your senses hear, feel, taste, and smell? Meditation, on the other hand, is a component of mindfulness where it focuses on the mind. Meditation is a specific technique for directing the mind in an intended direction. On to the next question.
So I'll take this one. Do I have to be religious to practice mindfulness and meditation? You really don't. There's a lot of very secular ways to practice these techniques. So oftentimes meditation came out of ancient religious traditions, but I think the practicality and the benefits of having a secular meditation practice where you're just tuning in with yourself and gaining a greater sense of awareness of where you are, what's going on, who you are, what you're feeling, in very concrete ways. And as we'll talk about in our science session later in the year, these are benefiting you, and just it's very practical. You're gaining more of a sense of calm, of groundedness, of freedom. So these are very nice states of mind that anyone in any walk of life would probably enjoy more of in their life. So there is no religious prerequisite for practicing these things.
Okay, next one is, how long is time commitment on daily basis needed for a beginner? So Typically, the techniques of mindfulness and meditation, people practice anywhere from 1 minute to, as many as 6 to 10 hours a day. But people practicing maybe 10 hours a day are yogis and monks. But for us, who are beginners, you can practice any time for a minute, for few minutes, when you're walking or sitting or lying down. Just watch your thoughts as an independent observer. And we'd ideally recommend that you start from 5 to 10 minutes a day using these apps we mentioned, and build up your stamina to about 30 minutes a day.
Deepak, regarding that, there is a question regarding what is a good time of day for this meditation. So as a beginner or in general, what is a good time of day for that meditation?
Yeah, so any time of the day, whenever you have time as a beginner is fine. But if you can actually dedicate a time, we will recommend that you find a good spot in your home where you can sit down calmly, and especially during the mornings is a good time. So I personally do it in the mornings and in the evenings. But as you're starting your day fresh, it gives you a nice environment in the morning to practice it 5 to 10 minutes and set the day. But also the times when you have stressful situations, so that you're not reacting to a situation and observing your thoughts as they come and go. That's also a good time, to practice these techniques.
Okay, what are the different kinds of mindfulness and meditation practices? Well, there are, so we have to, as Arlene had pointed out, there is meditation itself is a very broad category, and there are different kinds of contemplative practices: silencing, centering, quietening the mind, meditating on energy centers in the body, yoga, dance, music, meditating on sound. And mindfulness is using mindfulness in your meditation is a type of meditation where you're completely being aware of what is happening in this present moment. The most important thing about meditations, it is the inward movement of the mind becoming aware of what is happening within itself. And that in itself brings about transformation in the way we do things. Instead of being in a reactive mode, we come out of that and start acting more mindfully and actively. And there's somebody who has asked a question about what if your phone is too old for the apps. Honestly, the two apps that we mentioned are just like a couple of them. They're probably hundreds or thousands of apps, and you can choose anything. And even if an app is not available, if you want to do a guided meditation, you can pick up something from YouTube also. Or you can just sit in quiet contemplation by yourself for a few minutes. And you do not really need an app. But the only reason we mentioned is so that we can encourage you to connect to vitality and points over there.
I also think that if you go to headspace.com on your computer, you can access most of the guided meditations that Headspace has directly through your computer.
And somebody asked a question, is meditation a good way to fall asleep? It can help, yes, but do not do it immediately before you sleep, because if you have a calming, relaxing experience, it can actually keep you awake. So have around maybe half an hour to an hour before you fall asleep. That is preferable, but of course, if you are pretty much on your bed and you would like to, you can just use some deep breathing to guide yourself into a deep sleep.
Right, and just to extend on that, I mean, in the beginnings, there are people will report that they have difficulty in meditating, and they tend to fall asleep because it's very relaxing. So the practice of meditation is actually not to fall asleep. You would not, use it for falling asleep, but you'll actively observe your thoughts or let them go. However, if you want, you can use relaxing techniques such as mindfulness and meditation to fall asleep, but that's not the purpose. Do we have any other questions, Carly, or it's a good time to close? We are about 3 minutes
a little
past.
bit over. Yeah. So I think we're good. Any other questions that we missed or comments, we will definitely answer to after the fact. But just a reminder, this will be posted at rewards@3ds.com if you'd like to look back at it, and it will be underneath the Life tab. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to any of us. We can be reached out to via ping, email, whatever's easiest for you, and we can discuss your questions there. Thank you for your time today. We all appreciate the launch of this committee and look forward to what's in the future coming in the coming months. So you'll see some calendar invites for the next two in the coming weeks or so. So those will be coming out from America's HR, so keep your eyes peeled. Anything else from anybody?
No, we'd appreciate if you have any feedback or any suggestions. Please feel free to reach out to any of us.
Thank you.
All right.